Hi, my name is Patricia Bynes. I'm the Democratic Committeewoman of Ferguson Township. When I first found out about what happened, the body was already removed from the scene. And when I say the body, I'm talking about Mike Brown, and the scene is in Campfield Apartments. I happened to be on social media and I had people tweeting me, hey, what's going on in your city? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Patricia, you need to get down to Campfield, there's been a shooting. And so as soon as I found out, I went down to Campfield, started talking to residents, and I was really able to get a sense of what was going on. The panic, the anger, the tension, and really see it from both sides. The police, they were very nasty, but I had no idea that they had just experienced what they called a mob situation. I came in through the back of the apartments. I had not gone and seen what was happening on the West Florissant end, which was the much larger scene. When I finally, I had to identify myself and I had to have a state senator help. They were not going to let us pass at all. By the time we finally made the way to West Florissant, then I saw all these people and the streets blocked off and started to get a greater feel of what was going on. That's when I first met Leslie, the mother, and saw her out here grieving and just out in public, and her not even being able to touch her dead son in the middle of the street. So that was Saturday. The next day, Sunday, there was a prayer. They wanted to have a vigil, and the vigil, it was beautiful. It happened at Campfield, at the spot where he was shot. And a lot of people came out. It was tremendous, the outpouring of love. They decided to do a walk from the site up West Florissant to probably about, I would say, up Campfield and make that turn on West Florissant toward Ferguson Avenue. And that was the night that started out beautifully, and then that was the night that the looting and the rioting started. What is actually happening is the things that are going on in this case. Like, they said they were going to release the officer's name. They didn't do that. They said they're not going to release the autopsy. These are things that are causing a clear mistrust between the community and the level of integrity in this investigation. And every day there seems to be something that's making people angrier. So the tension has actually escalated. So there are people who are coming out and doing peaceful protests, but now there are also people who are still want to provoke the police. There are people even coming from out of town who I feel that have come for some of the wrong reasons, not really to promote this peacefully, but to try to be more agitated on a very physical level. And so it seems to be increasing. When I'm coming to the protest, I'm coming to try to be the eyes and the ears to try to keep everybody in check and be an objective view. I want to know that our police are doing the right thing, but I also understand that there are people in the crowd who they aren't doing the right thing. I have seen St. Louis County Police show a level of restraint that has surprised me in so many instances. So in the instance where I told you about, they surrounded the police car and hitting and kicking it. They didn't do anything about that. I was like, whoa, because that certainly could have set off a really bad situation. When people were rioting and moving and looting right in front of the police, when they were burning down the Quick Trip, the police stayed where they were. They did not want to agitate a bad situation. I have actually seen the officers almost get hit by a moving vehicle coming at full speed that stopped maybe about 1.5 feet before the man put on the brakes. I mean, I've seen some stuff that has scared me, and that happened 2 nights ago. And ever since that happened, then I noticed that the police themselves now, they won't stand at a front line. They will then pull out the trucks to protect themselves. So unless you understand that kind of history of what's going on out there every single night, that makes the police more agitated and makes the crowd more agitated, you just think, oh, this is increased militarization. But if you had seen that car come at them full speed, I thought they were going to shoot that man to stop the car. They've had a police brutality issue, police harassment issue going on in the neighborhood for a long time. Mike Brown was just a bubbling over because it was so bold, and the audacity that the police officer had to kill this boy in the manner that he did. There are a couple of things that are indisputable when it comes to what happened to Mike Brown. He was unarmed. That's a fact, okay? He was shot multiple times. That's a fact. One of those shots was in his head. That's a fact. It's also a fact that they did not call the ambulance for him. That's a fact. And it's a fact that his body sat in the middle of the street in front of the entire community for 4.5 hours. Now, that's enough to cause outrage. And it happened between 11:30 and noon. So in broad daylight, all of those things happen. If they want to stop this real loud outcry right now and help get the crowd under control and the agitation, this man needs to be arrested. Paid administrative leave does not sit well in the mouths of people who watch this man shoot this boy in broad daylight like this. That's what the problem is. So as soon as they can start arresting him, and maybe arrest will be good for his own public safety, since they seem to be concerned about the officer's safety, and that makes sense, arrest him, put him in custody so that way you can offer him some type of protection. But that's what people want to see.